Welcome to Thek-talks podcast. I'm Thek, and today we're going to be talking about holiness and what it is and what it isn't. And we might be talking about holiness for the next few weeks. I'm not sure. I'm just kind of playing it by ear. But hey, stick around for this video if you want to learn more. Well, hello, Thek-talks. I just want to let you know that I actually had a video prepared for this week about holiness. And when I was editing my video and listening to it, nothing was really bad or anything. The content was actually pretty decent, but I just felt like it wasn't that, I don't know, passionate it lacked love. Honestly, I'm gonna say that. And I look like a mess right now because it's the beginning of spring and we have a big field. I'll take a picture and show it to you in a minute. But I I was mowing this morning and I kept thinking I really need to honor you guys because you guys subscribe to my channel as I've had asked you to, and I feel like I should honor my commitment because you committed to me, and I want to show that I do care. I do want to produce not just good content that would pat you on the head kind of feeling, but I really want us to know God, in his entirety. And I try my best. Sometimes I fall on my words and I can't pronounce things very well, or I forget what I'm trying to get at, that sort of thing. But I just want to say that I did have a video for you guys, but I just felt like you deserve something better. I don't know if this is any better, but I had to admit that. And if you were wondering, well, where was our video on Monday? Usually I post on Monday if you're new here. And but yeah, I've been thinking a lot about. Here's my tea. It's green tea. It's really hot right now. But anyway, I've been thinking about love and holiness and glory and all these things that pretty much make God. And let me tell you, God is a complex God. He's not just one thing. He's many things, right? You can't just put one name on him. You can't just put one title on him, because I believe he is who he says he is, which is the great I am. I am, you fill in the blank. I am that. I am your provider, your healer, your comforter, your provision, and so forth. You get the picture. But I was talking to a friend of mine not too long ago about holiness. And I was saying to her, I feel like people really don't know holiness, or they kind of ignored it, or it's not really preached that much here lately. And even I am having a hard time understanding what holiness truly is. And I've been, exploring and trying to do some research in the Bible and Google and talking to other people about holiness. And holiness does deserve great respect on our part, because holiness, from what I read in some of my notes, and I wrote them down. I didn't prepare to have them next to me, but anyway, holiness is basically set apart. It's consecrated for God. There's us as holy, and then there's God who's holy. And I believe that there's different layers of holiness, because when I think about the holy, the Holy Temple, even in the Old Testament, there were steps or layers of to the Holy Holies, right? So I feel like that's something we need to like think about and to understand the holy side of God and what does that mean and what does that look like. Um, I know that one of my notes it said something like that God is beyond the natural norms, which I believe, you know. He's beyond and higher than any light, love, anger, even jealousy, forgiveness, um, all those things that we know. It's hard to get our head wrapped around because we know them in a different way, right? We know them in our human sense, in our human form, and we relate humanly because we're human. So when we talk about God's love, I think for me, it's hard to fathom that someone so holy would love someone so um, despicable in her sin. And I don't know if this is making any sense, but I feel like love can be interpreted in different ways. But holiness, how do you interpret that, right? How do you interpret holiness? What do you think of when you think of the word holy? And what do you think of when you think of the word love? And what do you think of when you think about the word glory? I've read that in other notes that, glory is just the manifestation of what is holy, which I thought was interesting. It's kind of like the evidence of holiness. But I want to get into it a little deeper because honestly, I feel like in today's age, we have exalted love and pushed aside holiness. And I think holiness is very important. Love is important too, but here's the thing about love. You can manipulate love. You can alter love and manipulate people with love by saying, oh, if you love me, you'll do this for me, or withholding love. You can affirm it to do what you want in the name of love, and it can actually be a sin. And let's say for light, for example, we know how to manipulate light. We know how to dim light. We know how to change the light color. We know how to make it brighter if we wanted to. We know how to measure the lumens and stuff like that. But holiness is a whole different element. Holiness is its own, I don't know. It's definitely set apart from all the things that we know. But you can't manipulate holiness. And that's the thing I believe Satan is wanting to distract us away from. I think he's wanting to emphasize more on love and acceptance and affirming our ways and affirming who we are and what we want to be. And honestly, that's a big deception. We need holiness. Holiness is what separates God's love versus our earthly love and what we do with it. God's love is so holy, and that's something we don't really think about, how holy and beautiful he is. For example, his light, if you read in scripture, his light is the brightest of all the suns in the world put together. It's something, it cannot be manipulated, or it can't compete. It's just something pure about it. And what does holiness mean for us? Because God said you're holy as I am holy, right? But like I said in the beginning, there's different layers of holiness. And yeah, there's holy consecrated work, and there's worship, and there's just so many things about holiness that I keep thinking about. I keep thinking about, what does that look like? What does that mean? How do you walk in holiness? What's holy in God's eyes? I know that I've read that he does have anger, and he can be jealous. And even though he's very holy, what does holy anger look like? And what does holy jealousy look like? So I believe that there's different facets of what that means, holiness, being holy, right? So if you would do me a favor, one, pray for me, because I want to have a better understanding so I can give what God points out to you guys, so that you guys can be blessed on your journey and in your faith walk and so forth. Another thing I'm asking is that if you have any scriptures that you would like me for me to maybe look or review, I'm willing to do so. And who knows, I might use it for next week's podcast. So yeah, I have a lot to chew on. I have a lot to think about. And this is actually a complicated thing to get my head wrapped around, because I want to do it right. I want to do it good. I want my Papa God to be happy. I want to make my Father in heaven proud. So that is about it. I'm sorry it's taken me this long to sit down and create a video for this week. I did have one. I just didn't like it. I just felt like there wasn't a whole lot of, it was just me reading my notes. I didn't feel like that was good enough. So, and if you haven't subscribed, and if you're new here, welcome. I appreciate you. I appreciate everybody who bothers to watch or hear me or listen to me while they're maybe driving to school or work or whatever, or folding clothes or whatever it is that you're doing. I appreciate you. I really do. I don't say it enough. So I pray that you share this video and like it, because it'll encourage me back that you're looking forward to see more content relating to God, and scripture based too. I think that's very important. All right, my friends, I have Trixie here, and she's taking a nap on my lap. And that's all I have for now. So hopefully I'll have something for next week and get back on track. And that's about it. All right. Give yourself permission to be embraced by grace. Love you guys. Bye.